Alright, well, g'day there. Richard Musgrave-Evans here again and welcome back. Now, down the coast, Kangaroo Island, fantastic. Got a beautiful beach here, got a nice little river jutting out into the bay and a nice little township, Emu Bay, so can't wait to get started. Pretty nice day now, it's cleared up, all the rain's gone. Got the Belgian linen. Let's get into it. Alright, I'll do a few of the darkest darks, so Floridian green and alizarin crimson. That makes a nice dark, as you know, if you've watched my videos before. Let's just feel this, what we want here. Township can be out there. Very lightly feeling it through. A few darks in here. Beautiful light coming through the wave itself. Hang on a sec. Got my boots on still, so. Just mixing up a bit of cobalt blue, magenta, viridian green. The viridian green and magenta are just knocking it back a bit. What have we got there today? Right, maybe a tiny bit more viridian green and magenta. Take the edge of the, not so bright, a little bit more of the realistic colour. Okay, we want that today to be about there. Let's go. Go there. We're down in there. Getting a basic feel for it. A bit more turquoise and yellow ochre. Turquoise and yellow ochre, just a little bit as it gets into the bay here. A little bit shallower. Just mark out that headland where we want it. I can go like that. Bit of blue, bit of magenta. Just mixing up a neutral type of value. A few trees and whatever, just kicking around. Alright, tons of white with it all, just mix up a bit of a neutral, this will be on the horizon, just mix up a bit of a neutral value. Got a few of those extra blues and whatever that I threw in, just mixed up a bit of brown with it. Knock it back a key. What do we got? That's close. I'll stand out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I'll just put this in here. Like so. Alright. Bit of that there, that's good. A little bit of that in the water. It's reflecting those sort of colours. There's going to be a bit of a water line just here, which is the river itself. Let's work out where that's going to go. I can kick back up in there. Next I'll do a little bit of yellow ochre and white with that. Tiniest bit of cobalt blue with it. Just making a nice pale green blue. The sky, what is it? Yeah, a bit more blue than that. Each day is different. I can see today it needs a little bit more blue in there. Probably about right. Let's have a look. Let's put a bit of that in there. Right, then we'll go off and another layer, much cleaner, so it's more cobalt blue and white with less of the other colours in it. Let's have a look what we got. It's more on the line with what we want. Put that in like that. That's going nice. Bit more blue, a little bit darker, a little bit cleaner. There we go, look at that, that's going in beautiful. Blend them together. Bit more cobalt blue now, a bit of magenta, so it's a little bit of a red blue as it gets higher in the sky. A little bit less white, so it's a bit darker. It's going on good, that's about the right value. It's a darker value as it goes up, and a little bit more of a red blue. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. Get those edges nice and neat while I'm at it. Going to have an interesting walk back to camp. Got to get through the scrub country over there, so that'll be a bit of fun. Hopefully I don't smudge the painting as I go. So let's just get the painting done first, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so I've got that on. Excuse me, let's get some yellow ochre. Burnt sienna. The river's got some beautiful ochre-y colours in it just here. It's actually a really lovely colour when the sun comes out and shines on it. A little bit more burnt sienna maybe in the foreground here. Some more ochres and siennas. Mixed in. Yeah, bit of that there. Bit of a weed colour in there, maybe a bit of magentas and blues. Slightly darker value. Magenta, I don't know where that green came from. Hang on, we don't need that green. Get that off the magenta. Cobalt blue magentas. Let's just put that in. That's better. That's stuff in there. A little bit of stuff floating around here and there. More burnt sienna as it gets down here. Some burnt siennas on the beach. Right. Mix up some yellow ochre, burnt siennas into those colours. Slightly touch some of these bushes on. Twang more yellow ochre. Now we'll go some blues and magentas in those greens just to knock it back a bit. Got the shadows of some foliage and trees here, but I'm just going to put the light source on it. A little bit more of that cleaner green. Too much. Alright, something like that. Somewhere in there. Some white, yellow ochre. What is it? Yeah, yellow ochre and white. Some upward strokes here. Sticking a few of the grasses and whatnot on the dune. Right, some key down colours and some white to make some sand here, wet sand. Right, well, let's go for a walk on this beautiful beach and have a look. You can see just miles and miles of white sand. Plenty of action, plenty of good stuff. Super, super relaxing and super inspirational. Spin around out here so you can have a look over here. Lovely, lovely stuff. I just love the way the light comes through the wave. Kind of gives an accent, I guess. It really lights it up. Really good stuff. So, here comes one now. And here comes another one. Beautiful. Look at that. Alright, we'll leave it at that, I reckon. Got the big impression. Colours, a few clouds, whatever. Yeah, like I was saying, that refinement, just a few fine marks here and there in amongst the buildings, whatever. You've got all the big, broad, chaotic marks, if you like, in the right tonal values and basically the right shapes. But then to give that real finishing touch, that illusion of detail, you just stick in some really clean buildings and really clean colours, like some nice red roofs and white roofs and whatever else. A few fine lines on the water. It's all happening. All right, let's get back to camp. All right, well, that was a nice little coastal painting. Pretty happy with the results. Nice little composition, having that river jutting out into the bay, and then the headland at the end with the buildings. Just a nice, pleasing sort of shape and flow. Protected area in the river out of the wind. On the whole, yeah, pretty happy with the way I handled the paint. Pretty good in general. Now it's time for a nice cup of tea, of course. Could have used a bit of brush maybe. Maybe the brush would have helped today. When you get a lot of water like that, sometimes the brush is great for just softening, but it was all palette knife. And you wouldn't believe it, right at the very end of the painting when I started to pack up, big gust of wind came, blew the painting over. I caught it just in time before it hit the ground, flat on the ground in the sand. But we just missed out on that, so what I had to do then is straighten the painting up and then just do the finishing touches again. There was a few smudge marks, so other than that, all good. Well, that was good. Happy about that painting. Kangaroo Island and all that, great place to paint. Plenty of beautiful beaches, cliff faces, sand dunes, little rivers coming out through the dunes, out to open bays like the one I painted today. This one's got a nice little township beside it, Emu Bay. So the headland's jutting out, you've got your beautiful composition of the headland jutting out at the end, but then in the foreground you've got the sand dune, the little river, and of course the bay itself. Pleasing little composition. So the weather improved. There's been a bit of gusts and gales and rain and all sorts of stuff going on, but the weather improved. So I thought it was time to come out and do a bit of work. Happy I did. But all too soon, it was time for a cup of tea. Yeah, the best part about, I guess, about having the gale force winds in, because it's winter time at the moment on the island, I guess the best part is it's very windy. The island is very windy, but the bonus of being an island means that you've got the benefit of getting in lee of the wind, going to the other side of the island and get completely out of the wind. The other day I was down on below the cliffs, down on the beach, gale force wind blowing offshore. When you got down there you couldn't feel anything. It was actually quite warm and sunny. Fantastic. So just goes to prove that being on an island is great for that sort of thing. You can find a spot somewhere, and it doesn't matter where the wind's blowing from. But yeah, do a few more wave studies I reckon. There's some beautiful wave action with all this storm weather, and a few coastal scenes with headlands jutting out. Just good stuff in general. Inspirational stuff. Anyway, hopefully this cuppa will start making noises in a minute and we'll be into it. I think I might head back down to the river there, the dune where I painted the picture, and just get a bit of B-roll together. So if I'm doing any paintings at home in the studio that you're watching now, I've got plenty of seeing the inspiration that was around me, so you get to see what I'm actually looking at while I'm down here painting the plein air painting, and also get to just feel, hopefully feel what I'm feeling when I'm down here. So yeah, I'll go collect a bit of that and see how we go.